Hi, my name is Chef Fernando Mojica. I'm here with Columbus State Community College Hospitality Programs. Welcome to another video in our series here, Cooking at Mitchell Hall. We're in our culinary theater. We want to show you today a really quick recipe. We're going to use a little bit of exotic grains, quinoa in this case. This recipe you can certainly use with any other exotic grain, like farro, like bulgur wheat. Any of that might work just as well. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a little bit of red quinoa. Now you can certainly use yellow quinoa as well. We have about 2 ounces of quinoa in here. We have about an ounce of dry apricot, about an ounce of dried cherries, about an ounce of dried cranberries, a couple of ounces of toasted almonds. You can certainly leave the almonds out or substitute it for pecans or walnuts or any other nut that you prefer. We're gonna use just a couple tablespoons of fresh chive, 1 avocado, and then we're gonna make a dressing, which is gonna be a lemon citrus dressing. So in one of our other videos, we've shown you the technique of making a dressing and emulsification and all of that. So same technique that you've seen before. This is going to have a couple of ounces of lemon juice, couple of ounces of white balsamic vinegar. You can certainly use regular vinegar. You can certainly use only lemon juice. That works just as well. We have a couple of tablespoons of agave nectar. Now I prefer to use agave nectar. It has a little bit of a different flavor, a little bit more earthy flavor than honey, but you can certainly use honey and it will work just as well. A couple of tablespoons of Dijon mustard, some fresh thyme, and then of course we have about 3 cups of canola oil. So we kind of want to walk you through all these and hope you enjoy it. Let's talk about cooking the quinoa, right? There's a couple of different ways to do it. Either one is fine. The end result is what matters. The way I like to cook it is I like to approach it as if it was a pasta, right? So what I like to do is I like to start with cold water. And I have, in here I have about a quart of water, so way more than I'm going to need. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the quinoa into the cold water, turn the water on, cover the quinoa. You can use a lid, you can use a plastic wrap and foil. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring that water to a boil, and as soon as it's boiling, you're going to get it off the flame, keep it covered, and you're going to let it sit at room temperature. What that's going to do is the quinoa is going to slowly absorb all that water. As the water is cooling down, the quinoa is going to absorb it. It's going to start cooking, and it's just a personal preference, but I find that the risk of overcooking the quinoa that way are a lot less than if you do it the other way, which is you will bring the water, you will do the water up to a boil, add the quinoa, and then lower and simmer it and keep it on the flame. But again, if your water is just a little too hot, if it gets too hot, if it's boiling too fast, and so on, you might overcook a little too much. So either one is fine. That's just the two ways I prefer. So we're gonna go ahead and start doing this, and then we're gonna let this go after it boils. We're gonna cover it, let it sit for about an hour or so, and then after that, we're just gonna drain the excess water, and the quinoa will be nice and cooked, and it will start to open up, and you can see the inside of the quinoa and so on. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so the quinoa is cooking. Like I said, we're gonna let that go for a little bit. We're gonna start cutting our dry fruit here. The apricots, we're just gonna cut into strips about a 1/4 inch thick. Dressing. We're gonna combine the Dijon mustard, the lemon juice, the vinegar, and the agave nectar here, and then we're gonna whisk this until it's nicely incorporated, and then we're going to start slowly adding the oil to form an emulsion. So again, in one of our other videos, we showed the proper way to what we're looking for in emulsions and so on. So we're gonna go ahead and start doing this. Okay. So we're gonna start slowly adding the oil a little bit at a time to form the emulsion. Our dressing is ready. We're gonna season it with a little salt and a little pepper, and then we're gonna take a lemon, and then we're just going to zest the lemon. This is gonna give it a really nice, vibrant, fresh, citrusy flavor. And when you do this, you wanna just make sure that you're only scraping the skin and not this white peat over here, because that will make it bitter. So you want a nice, really fresh lemon scent versus a little bit more acidic, more bitter. So we're gonna put this right into the dressing, finish it with the parsley, and then we're ready to meal the salad. So we cooked the quinoa, we drained it out of the water, and as you can see, it starts to open up a little bit. You can see the inside of it starts to pop off. We still wanted to have a little bit of a bite to it, al dente almost. Again, we treat it like a pasta. After it came out of the water though, when we drain it, we didn't shock it like normally with pasta. What that does is that kind of rinses all the flavor away. We had a little bit of salted water at the beginning just to kind of give it a little bit of flavor to the quinoa itself. So what we did is we just laid it on a shallow container and we kept it in the cooler or the refrigerator until it cools down. So now that it's ready to go, we're gonna start adding our ingredients, add the dressing, and then we're gonna go ahead and plate it. All right, so we plated our salad. Now this is a component that you can eat certainly by itself as a light lunch, as a snack. You can certainly serve these as a salad course for one of your dinners or an accompaniment to one of your dinners. But I hope you enjoyed it. As you can see, there's still some technique involved. There's still some fun ideas. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rayleigh Harper with the School of Hospitality Management and Culinary Arts at Columbus State Community College. We hope you're enjoying our new YouTube channel and would love for you to subscribe to see more videos and chef demonstrations. Also, please visit us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Lastly, you can visit cscc.edu, the Hospitality Department page, if you would like to learn more information about our programs and our school.